So you're telling me you've got trapped emotions and you want them to go completely. That's what you're going to find out in this video, so make sure you stay to the end. Because let's face it, if you've got trapped emotions, you can't move forward. But once you remove those trapped emotions, you can move into your beautiful life. And that's why I also wrote the book, Kintsugi for the Mind. Manifest your perfect life despite your painful past. So make sure you grab yourself a copy in the link below. First things first, what I want you to understand is that our bodies hold on to emotion. Now, this is the reason why we can't just think our way out of depression and we can't just think our way out of anxiety. Because at that moment in time, our body is in a state of depression. Our body is in a state of anxiety. Therefore, if we can move our energy around our body, release the trapped emotions and let go of what doesn't serve us, effectively we're just maintaining our body's energy. And the way I like to explain it is, if we have trapped emotions, it's like having a blocked toilet. You can't flush it. We need to flush it out, and the only way you do that is with a plunger. Now, I'm going to give you your plunger to flush out your body's stagnant and stored emotions that are in your body so that you can just release it. And this is a simple practice that you can do every single day for 5 minutes. It doesn't take long. It's very, very, very easy. And if we don't let go of this energy, our body is going to be constant in that state of tension, in that state of fear, in that state of anxiety, in that state of depression. No matter what the state is, the body holds on to it. So the way that I like to explain the conscious versus the subconscious mind, and it's not just me explaining this is just how it works. The conscious mind is our thought, whereas the subconscious mind is our body. It's automatic, it's habitual, it's just a behavior. Just like the way you don't have to choose or have to think how to pick up a bottle to drink it. You just pick it up and you just drink because you know how to do it. I've made great adverts for water, I reckon. But the body knows how to do it. It just doesn't have to think. You just have to think, I am thirsty, therefore habitual mind kicks in, bottle in my hand. But then if the mind then thinks, okay, negative situation is going to happen, that then triggers the body to go into anxiety. This is what used to happen to me all the time. My mind would say something bad is going to happen. My body would go into sheer panic and constant, like a constant paranoia that something bad was going to happen. Always looking over my shoulder. I used to sit in my room and check my shoulder like that just in case something bad was going to happen. So my body's trigger was the thought which caused my body to go into the emotional reaction, if that makes sense. So if we can be aware of the triggers, that alone won't solve the problem, but being aware of it actually helps us reduce the problem. Because when we're aware of it, we know, okay, so I've just thought that thought. That means I'm going to feel anxious. Okay, that's fine. Now I know it. Now I know what I can expect. But if we also work with the subconscious and the body, and we flush out the emotions, then it just reduces the severity of it. So you don't actually need to speak to me to reduce the severity of it. You just need to have a daily practice that can really reduce it. And I learned this technique from Qigong. And I just love Chinese medicine. It's just my favorite way of healing because it's just more natural. And I personally prefer everything more natural. I won't take any pharmaceuticals. I don't take any drugs. That's not my way of doing things. I like to heal in natural ways. And it served me up until this point and to this day. And that's how I do it. Anytime I get ill, well, I don't really get ill now because I heal myself in different ways. And I'm not saying that I can heal people. I heal myself. And I want to encourage people to heal themselves as well. So what it's called is shake the tree effectively. And all you're doing is standing up and shaking your body out. What you're doing when you're shaking your body out is you're literally releasing the stagnant energy. You're flicking your hands, you're shaking the body, you're flicking your hands, you're getting rid of the energy and you're moving the negative energy out and moving the good energy around your body. Now, if you just do this for 5 minutes a day, and I do this with anyone, whenever someone is in a very bad state, I've done this with many people before, my immediate thing is stop being serious for a moment, let's be silly. I'll grab them, I'll make them stand up, and I will literally jump around and dance around and be silly and shake around, because what you're doing is you're literally removing the energy. And you cannot dance around and shake with a smile on your face and say, I'm unhappy. You just can't. So what we're doing is we're changing our state of being. That's what we're doing. We're changing our whole state of being by moving our whole body. Because when you go into the emotional negative state, you're turning on the sympathetic nervous system. This is the fight or flight mode. You are either fighting back or you're flighting, running away effectively, running away from the problems. I used to always run. That was how I used to deal with things. I would just run and get out of there. I didn't want to deal with it. But now I combat. I don't fight, I combat it, and I take it on, and I learn from it, and I grow from it. And the way that I always like to explain this to someone, if you're not too sure what the sympathetic versus the parasympathetic nervous system is imagine you've got sympathy for someone who is in the fight or flight mode. Sympathetic is the fight or flight. Whereas the parasympathetic is what you switch on when you start shaking the tree. You shake the tree, you turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, and you go into a rest and digest state. This is where the body is calm. Because think about it this way. We need to have some form of fear. If there is a lion running up to us, it is no time to rest and digest. It is time to get up and get out of there. Whereas when there's nothing bad going on, now is the time to rest, digest, and get some sleep. And that's when we need to. So if we can switch on the parasympathetic nervous system by just shaking the tree, then we will reduce the feeling overall. I'm not saying you're going to get rid of it with this way, but I'm saying you will reduce it. So if you can reduce the severity of the issue that's causing you pain, then you can let go and you can effectively have space for a new way of being. Because the old way was the body's way to react. The new way is how you choose to react when certain things come up. For example, I'll give myself as an example. When I used to speak in front of people, panic, fear, red face, sweating, nervousness, shaking, loss of words, stuttering. Whereas now when I do it, I feel very calm. I can speak to people. I've also learned how to do this. I've taught myself how to do this through making videos, through taking opportunities and actually doing it as well. So then it takes to the next question of what do you need to learn to get to the next stage of where you're at. If you're anxious and you want to be confident, that's a huge step. What's the point in thinking that far ahead? There's no point. What you should be thinking is, how do I become less anxious? Shake the tree, baby. Shake that tree. Then how do I let go of any anxious feelings and thoughts? Then how can I become a little bit more confident? Then how can I become comfortable with who I am? Then how can I become self-loving? Then how can I be confident? It's a process. It's not just a one and done. You don't just shake the tree once and then you're confident. You don't just have one hypnosis session and you're just confident for the rest of your life. Because there's things we need to learn. Knowledge takes time to learn. It just does. So if you can shake out this tree every day for 5 minutes for the next week, notice how you feel. I promise you, you will shake out those stagnant and stuck emotions that are in the body. And you can give yourself space to become someone and something else. So make sure you shake that tree, make sure you get rid of those stored emotions, and also make sure you subscribe.